Good afternoon and welcome to the end of day market review for Thursday, August 9th, 2012. My name is Jason Waugh, one of the trainers and success coaches with Ideal Trading Lifestyle. I'll be walking us through today's presentation. Now before we get started, we are going to ask that you pause this video and give the disclaimer a quick read. Once you're done, you can go ahead and press play. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the market news. We just want to see what's been going on a global scale that'll be affecting the US markets. We're then going to look at the S&P 500 and the TSX. While we're looking at these charts, we're going to be identifying support and resistance levels, as well as identifying the location of their MACD. We're then going to look at the volatility indicator, which is going to help us identify the level of fear and volatility in the current marketplace. We'll go through some watch list picks, and then finally answer any questions that might have been sent to us over the week. So for the most part, we can see that the markets did end up flat again with some lack of news in the marketplace. What we've got is the Dow Jones down about 0.08%, with the S&P 500 up about 0.04%. So definitely some flat results there. Oil declined 0.07%, putting it at $95.19 per barrel, with gold rising 0.29%, putting it at $16.17 per ounce. Here we're looking at the chart for the S&P 500, and you can see that we're still tangled up in that resistance at around 1400. We are still expecting that pullback, where we'll likely be seeing a pullback that could go as low as 1350, though it's very possible that it'll be just above the cycle low that's around 1360. The MACD is now flat, meaning that we have a flat MACD with the black line over top of the blue line. The TSX is still looking at some overhead resistance at 11,900. If we see that resistance, we expect a pullback to around 11,500. The MACD is rising bullish with the black line over top of the blue line. Taking a look at the volatility indicator here, we can see that although the markets are flat, volatility is definitely starting to diminish. It is currently at 15.28. This means that the volatility is at a controllable state and that we can trade the markets with some certainty. Certainty that the markets are not going to be reacting in large digit swings, either in the positive or the negative. But we definitely do need to make sure that we're continuing to keep an eye on the opening news and futures prior to making our final trading decision. So on our basic watch list, we had one stock pop up. That symbol is VMC from the New York Stock Exchange. VMC does look pretty good on the surface, but when you take a look at the fact that we are looking at a MACD which is bearish, we can see that it is not meeting the market conditions, and as a result, our basic customers should not trade it. It's also important to note that it's up against some resistance here at $40. Now this is a psychological level of resistance that you can see did end up acting as some support and a stalling point here for resistance as well since the middle of April. So these things combined with the fact that the S&P 500 really isn't performing that well right now, and we're expecting a pullback, we'll definitely be keeping VMC on the do not trade list. And now we just want to go over a couple of events that'll be coming up shortly. Obviously, we've got our end of day market reviews, which happen every weekday at 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And then we've got our ITL customers that could plug themselves into our weekly spotlight every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Our next options class is going to be held September 6th, and you'll notice that we've changed the time to 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So these sessions are now going to be going on in the evening. A couple of other things to note. We've got our live events. We've got Winnipeg coming up September 12th from 7 to 9. Just a great opportunity for us to plug themselves in and just revisit all of the disciplines in a live session. And then obviously we've got a trade show which is coming up September 29th and 30th at the Boomer Consumer Show. So with that said, we would like to invite anybody who has any questions to please let us know by sending an email to training@idealtradinglifestyle.com. Also, you can send a phone to 1-888-942-0266, extension number 5. One of the questions that we got this week was revolving around stop losses and the difference between a physical stop loss and a hard stop loss. We actually just wanted to mention that those are actually one and the same. A physical is the same as a hard, just like a soft stop loss is similar to a conditional stop loss. When we're using the basic disciplines, we want to make sure that we're using soft stop losses, where we've decided where our stop loss is going to be placed, but we're not actually going to be communicating that with the broker until after the market has closed, at which point we'll either sell it if it's at or below, or keep holding on to that stock if we're above it. A hard or a physical stop loss would mean that the moment that stock dipped down to that price, the order would be sold. So we'd like to thank you for that question, and we would like to encourage anybody else who has anything else on their mind to please let us know at the email or the number provided. So that said, we'd like to thank you guys for attending today, Thursday, August 9th, 2012. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now.